Part 1. You will hear a telephone conversation between a man who wants to book some accommodation at a holiday park and a woman who works at the park. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Good morning, a Hopi holiday park.
Oh, hello. We're planning on coming to a Hopi for a couple of weeks during the summer holidays, and some friends of mine recommended your holiday park, particularly the wooden cabins you have.
That's good to hear. Well, we have different types of cabin available.
Can you tell me about the most basic type?
Yes, we have a couple of cabins still available which are right beside the pool.
That sounds great.
Yes, they are in a good spot. They have one main living area and there's another room with the beds. If you want to do any cooking, there's a communal kitchen that everyone uses, but otherwise the kitchen in the cabin just has a fridge, a small one, and also a microwave for heating things up.
I see. And what's the cost of that?
That's $35 per night.
Okay. And what other types of cabin do you have?
Right, we have our standard cabins. These are near reception, so that's handy if you want to come in and get us to book a trip or anything. The kitchen is fully equipped too, so you can do all your cooking there.
What other facilities does it have? Is there a television?
In the standard cabin, I'm afraid not. But it has a shower, which you don't get in the basic cabin.
Okay.
And that's $55 a night inclusive.
And is there another cabin type?
Yes, the Standard Plus. All of these cabins are directly opposite the lake, and they all come with a private spa as well.
Sounds good.
I should tell you that these cabins are quite popular, so I'd advise you to book as soon as possible.
I don't suppose there's a discount for booking for a longer period.
There is, actually, for the Standard Plus. Once you go up to 5 nights, there's a 15% discount, and anything more than 10 nights, it's 18%.
I'll give it some thought. I think we'll probably go for the standard.
All right.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 6 to 10.
So for children, what kind of activities can they do at the holiday park? Do you have a trampoline or anything?
No, but a lot of the kids who come here do tennis. It costs nothing to use our court, and they can come borrow the rackets from us, as long as they bring them back, of course.
Great. My kids would be into that. And we're planning to bring our boat with us and get out on the water. Is it possible for an afternoon or something to hire some equipment? We're hoping to go fishing, but we don't have our own stuff.
Yes, for a small charge we can let you have some equipment.
Fantastic. Is there anything else for kids to do in the Ahopi area?
Well, on Saturday or Sunday, you might like to go to the farm. It's only a short drive from the holiday park. You can go riding there and see how everything works. It's quite a popular thing to do.
Okay, I'll just make a note of that.
Actually, one thing I would recommend, depending on whether your children don't mind a late night.
I'm sure they wouldn't.
Well, it's a guided tour, $20 for a family, every evening, and you go along with the guide into the forest. That's when the native birds wake up, and it's a great chance to see them in their natural habitat.
My daughter would love that. Now, I just want to check all this with my wife. Will you still be there in 30 minutes?
No, I'm going on my lunch break, but I'll pass your details on to someone else who can confirm your reservation. Her name's Arataki. That's Arataki. T-A-K-I.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That is the end of Part 1. You now have 1 minute to check your answers to Part 1.
Part 2.
You will hear a talk about keeping children safe on the Internet. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 16.
Thank you for coming. It's good to see so many of you interested in keeping your children safe on the Internet. What's in store? Well, firstly, I'm going to talk in general about some common sense ideas and rules for young ones using the computer. Then, I'll give you some information on free educational websites. Finally, we'll finish with question time. I'm sure most of you think that the Internet can be a frightening place in which to let your children roam loose. But let me remind you that it can also be a fountain of knowledge and education. The trick is to avoid the former and utilize the latter. There are programs available both in your local electronics supply shop and free to download that will keep your child safe to a certain degree on the World Wide Web. A popular one is Online Family Norris, which bars things like military and social websites. I wouldn't advise you to rely solely on a program to protect your family, though. As good as it is, you cannot abdicate your responsibility as a parent. I'm sure you all know that, or you wouldn't be here. When all is said and done, the best way to keep children safe is to educate them and keep an eye on them. For this reason, you should make sure the computer which your child uses is kept in a communal space, where you can look over their shoulder from time to time. It is paramount that you teach them never to divulge their proper or full name, and to never provide personal information, such as where they live or what their phone number is. Tell them that online friends must remain just that, online, unless they are supervised. It is difficult, I know, to teach children about the dangers of the world when they are so naive, so trusting and innocent. But without going into great detail, you must alert them to the possibility that the people they are chatting with may not be who they say they are. It's also sensible not to give them their own email address until they are old enough to use the Internet safely. So, all communication from websites will go through you. When they are old enough to use social sites like Facebook and MySpace, teenagers need to know that whatever postings they put on the web will remain accessible forever. Nothing is ever really deleted there. And embarrassing pictures or remarks may come back to haunt them one day. For instance, when they apply for a job, they could jeopardize their chances as the employer or human resources staff will look on the web to find out more about their potential employee, and they may be shocked by what they find there, not the sort of stuff an applicant would want on his or her CV. It can also make them more vulnerable to bullying. Unfortunately, bullying on social sites is another thing to look out for, and I have to tell you, it's on the increase. It's a very difficult issue to deal with, but something that is more easily detected if the computer is kept in a family space. If we can put these negative issues aside, Let's not forget that the internet is also a wonderful place for children of all ages. Teenagers may be mostly networking on social sites or completing research that they've been asked to do as part of their homework assignments. But younger children can get assistance with mathematics, spelling, and reading on a variety of free and paid-for sites.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
A good way for children to learn and have fun at the same time is the website mathtutor.com. They can practice mathematics on this site, no matter what their level, while they compete against other children from all over the world. And here's a fun way for primary school children to learn the spelling words for the week. It can be such a chore for some children. They just type them in and play games to learn them. What's that? The website? Oh, sorry. Yes, you'll need to go to spellcity.com for that. The one I'm going to tell you about now is one of the most practical sites that's popular with people of all ages. Children, or parents for that matter, can learn to touch type as they sing along with songs. And there's a variety of funny characters to help you enjoy yourself as you learn. In this day and age, typing is essential. Everyone should be able to type fast and accurately. So, go to beeb.co/typing and try it out. Don't just leave it up to the kids. Here's a site that parents can use to download worksheets to extend their children by giving them further practice. It's called coolresources.com, and I can really recommend it, particularly for middle school students. Now, are there any questions?
That is the end of part 2. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers to part 2. Part 3.
You will hear a conversation between two students in the education department who are discussing their first assignment. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 28. Listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 28.
Hey, Ted. What are we going to do about this assignment?
Well, Cleo, I think it's pretty straightforward.
Oh?
Yeah. The topic is why study abroad. I suggest we do a survey of international students, collate the responses, make a graph, and exhibit our findings in the form of a poster.
Wow, you have given this some thought, haven't you?
Of course. This is only the first assignment. There will be a lot more to come, so let's get this one out of the way quickly.
Well, how do we do the survey?
I think we need to find a good selection of foreign students.
So, how about we go over to the English language school at lunchtime and talk to some of the students there?
That's not a bad idea, but we shouldn't limit ourselves to that department.
Why not?
Well, think about it. They'll all give the same reason, to learn English.
Of course, you're right. Well, one of us could cover the language school, and the other could go around the business school.
Yes, I know there are a lot of internationals there, too, but I think a random sample from foreign students on campus might give us a better range of answers.
What are we going to ask them? Why are you studying abroad?
An open question like that could mean we get hundreds of different responses. It would be better if we made up, say, 10 reasons and asked each respondent to place them in order of importance.
You're right. That would certainly make collation easier. Any ideas about what these 10 reasons might be?
Sure. I've got enough foreign friends to know quite a lot about what motivates them.
Okay. Number 1 is...
I think that's obvious. How about study abroad is the best way to learn a language? And number 2 is obvious as well.
I know. Study abroad gives you the chance to travel.
What's third?
It's either culture or friendship.
Okay, let's go for culture. Study abroad gives you first-hand experience of a different culture.
Not just that, but it gives you new experiences as well. Not all of them are good, but it's meeting those challenges and adapting to new situations and solving problems and so on.
Let's make that a separate reason. How about study abroad, will compel you to develop new skills?
Sounds good. Then study abroad promotes international friendship.
What are we up to now?
Wait, that was number 5.
Do you think learning about yourself is the same as developing new skills?
No, I think it's quite different. Probably more closely related to culture. You really mean embracing new concepts and perceptions, don't you?
Yes, and reconsidering one's own beliefs and values, or at least seeing them through new eyes.
We could make the next one and call it something like, Study abroad provides the opportunity to learn about yourself.
We ought to throw in a few about study and work, because I'm sure that rates highly with many foreign students.
Of course. Study abroad gives you the opportunity to expand your academic,
Academic what? Let's simplify it. Make it the opportunity to study different subjects.
Yes, good. It can also enhance the value of your degree.
How's that?
Well, I think you can take courses you would never have had the opportunity to take on your home campus, and employers will know also that your language skills have been given quite a boost.
Isn't that the same as number 7?
No, I think it's a separate issue.
All right, keep it. Now, I think this next one is more important.
Shall I change the order?
No need. The students are going to rank them according to their views.
So what is it?
Study abroad enhances employment opportunities.
Ugh, why didn't I think of that? Anyway, there's one even more obvious than that.
Let me guess. Study abroad broadens your mind?
Exactly.
Okay. Now we have 10. Let's print off 100 questionnaires and go and do the survey.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 29 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 29 to 30.
Did you hear about the National Geographic Survey of American students between the ages of 18 and 24?
Yes. It sounds as if they could benefit from study abroad. Did you know that only 1% of U.S. students currently study abroad? Anyway, back to that National Geographic Survey. It was carried out internationally, and it was Sweden that came out on top.
It's really amazing, isn't it? When given a map of the world, only 13% of American students were able to find Iraq, and the same for Iran.
I know, and not surprisingly, I suppose, Afghanistan didn't fare much better. 83% couldn't locate it on the map. There must be something about that region. 76% couldn't identify Saudi Arabia either.
But Asia didn't come off much better. Over half the students couldn't find Japan on the map. But do you know what's really incredible?
Yes, I do. 11% of them couldn't even find their own country.
It's no wonder the USA scored near the bottom, only 2 points above Mexico, which was ranked last.
That is the end of Part 3. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers to Part 3.
Part 4. You will hear a talk given by a lecturer discussing the significance of honeybees, from ancient times to modern science and agriculture. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we'll take a closer look at the crucial role honey bees have played in human history and their relevance in modern times. These remarkable insects are not only essential for our ecosystem, but have also left their mark on various aspects of human culture and science. Let's begin by tracing their historical significance. The earliest indications of human interaction with bees date back thousands of years. Archaeological evidence shows that ancient humans harvested honey from natural hives found within a hollow structure deep underground, such as a cave. These findings suggest that early societies valued honey as a prized resource. Later, in ancient civilizations, honey gained spiritual importance. For instance, it was common to offer honey in sacred spaces, such as a place of worship, including a temple, as a gesture of devotion and reverence for the gods. Moving on, early societies recognized the versatile uses of honey and beeswax in daily life. Beeswax, for example, was often applied to preserve or weatherproof materials. Objects crafted from wood were frequently coated with this substance to enhance their durability. Meanwhile, honey itself became an essential part of traditional healing practices, valued for its ability to treat infections and accelerate recovery. It was regarded as a natural form of medicine and held in high regard for its antibacterial properties. Next, let's consider the agricultural and environmental roles of honeybees. Farmers and observers have long noticed that bee behavior is intricately linked to shifts in atmospheric conditions, making them reliable indicators of changing weather patterns. Interestingly, in some parts of the world, bees adapt their hive-building techniques to suit their surroundings. In regions with harsher climates, they may incorporate clay-like substances, such as mud, into their hive structures to provide extra insulation and protection. This adaptive behavior is a testament to their resilience. Moreover, the physical structure of bees has fascinated scientists for centuries. Their ability to collect and transport pollen is made possible by the specialized hairs on their appendages, commonly referred to as legs. This unique feature allows them to play an indispensable role in pollinating crops and supporting ecosystems worldwide. Lastly, let's discuss the modern applications of honey bee products. In agriculture, bees directly contribute to the cultivation of crops, including various fruits and leafy plants, as well as staple foods like greens and other vegetables. Additionally, byproducts like propolis, a resinous material produced by bees, are now used in treating issues affecting human skin, thanks to their antimicrobial properties. Beeswax, on the other hand, has gained popularity in the culinary world. It is often employed in food preparation, especially in cooking, where its heat-resistant qualities make it ideal for creating natural coatings for certain dishes.
That is the end of Part 4. End of Part 4. End of Part 4.